The second half of section 1 in chapter 4 is on composites. Composites are basically going to just combine two or more substance is to make a new material that has different properties to it. Many of these are going to include one or more polymers. So if you can think of, we're just kind of mixing and matching different substances to make a new material. A lot of these you are probably familiar with, so we're just going to give some examples. Our first example is fiberglass. This is an image of fiberglass. It is just a whole bunch of glass splinters. So there's our one material. It's going to be combined with a resin, which is a polymer, and when it dries, it becomes very lightweight and very strong, unlike the resin, which is pretty much a liquid before it goes in, and glass, which is fairly brittle. So you do get different properties of it. You see fiberglass in a variety of different things, from tennis rackets to cars to fishing pools. I guess I got fishing pools and tennis rackets listed there. You also see boats made out of fiberglass. Airplanes have some fiberglass to them. It's a very common material to be around with, and it's actually, before it dries, it's actually very rough to work with, because you can imagine you are working with splinters of glass, all these slivers and stuff. Other examples of composites include Kevlar, which is used to make bulletproof vests. So again, you can think of the strength that we get from this composite. It's also used in trampolines. It makes the trampoline, the bouncy part of the trampoline, go up and down. So you can imagine how strong that has to be. We do have some naturally occurring composites, which is wood. Wood is a combination of cellulose, which is a polymer, and lignin. And together with those two things, you get wood. Just to wrap up this section, there is an environmental concern for composites and polymers, and that's why we are kind of, as a society, looking for other uses for it. However, the politics of all of it kind of get in the way. Plastics, we have this amazing material that will last forever, and yet here we are using it for one day, like a plastic water bottle you buy for $1 out of a vending machine. It gets used once and then you kind of toss it. It is important to recycle that, so we can use it again, but a lot of people don't do that, and a lot of communities even don't offer recycling of certain materials still. Recycling costs money, and it's a lot easier for us as a society to just pitch it and throw it in a landfill. Bad part about that is that the environment doesn't biodegrade it either, so it just piles up there. A lot of times it gets into your water systems and eventually makes its way down into your oceans and stuff like that. And at the time of this video and while we're talking, there's currently a huge island of floating plastic right in the middle of the Pacific Ocean that scientists are looking at different ways to help clean up and help prevent from getting bigger. But if laws aren't going to change, then we're not going to be experiencing much change in that department.